Hello my friends and welcome, my name is Dennis and this is the latest update from Ukraine. Let's go to the military map first, and today we have Belarusian army collecting their forces near to Ukrainian border. They prolonged their military drills until the 5th of August and they sent more forces to Ukrainian border. Now we have those potato marks telling us where the Belarusian forces are. They're very near to Chernihiv region and also Kiev. However, now they are still in lack of resources to successfully intervene to Ukraine on the north part of our country. Still, this area is very long. Just to measure this vast land, it's more than 500 kilometers, my friends. They need to have around 200,000 soldiers to start their intervention, and we have our forces also in this area. The main threat for Ukraine right now is that Russia fires their rockets from the Belarusian territory or from Belarusian airspace from strategic bombers. And as for our front lines, let's move to this part, my friends. Russia collects new forces near to Kharkiv on their controlled territory, on Russian territory. There are several satellite images showing the new Russian war machines coming to the Ukrainian border. So probably they're gonna launch one more try to reach Kharkiv city, but my friends, it is unsuccessful attempt of Russians again for sure, because Kharkiv city is defended very significantly and we have lots of our forces in this area. However, that Russian attack is possible, and the main aim for that attack is to deflect our attention from other region, and I'm gonna tell you about that region later in our video. About Izum, well, we took this part of the land, and this one recently successful counterattack of Ukrainian troops. However, Russians also concentrate their forces near to the frontline border. They send some of them from the nearby bases, and probably they're gonna try to reach back that land. However, they also want to reach Slavyansk and Kramatorsk cities. Well, from this part and from Liman direction, they can only reach Slavyansk, still unsuccessfully, my friends, because they are in lack of resources. And the whole front line here comes to the movement. You can clearly see it from this fire detection. Just switched it on. You see more artillery shells coming to Ukrainian side. They're very close to Vesela Dolina. Let's go to the timeline. Well, there is no big change, no change at all for today. However, they start to use more artillery. HIMARS obviously was able to destroy lots of their ammunition depots here in their controlled territory. However, still not enough to cut Russian attacks for now. For now, they still have lots of resources, soldiers, and so on. And let's move to the south. Marinka got attacks from the Russian side as well. And Zaporizhia also, they launched lots of artillery shells to the Zaporizhia itself and also neighboring villages. However, there is no change on the front line. And let's move to Kherson, my friends, because there the situation changed completely and not in favor of Ukraine, because Russia is preparing for their attack from Kherson direction, probably on Mykolaiv or maybe even Kryvyi Rih. Why do we think like that? Well, basically because Russia throws lots of their forces to south direction, and they throw them also from the eastern part of the front lines. Yeah, just to look at those fire detection. Well, some of them are wildfires, some of them are fires from artillery shells, so not sure for now, because it's the dry season here in Ukraine. Let's just remove those and concentrate more on the map. So Russia moves their forces to the south. It could be one of the main attempts to get some of the land, and probably Russia is going to try the big movement, pushing our forces a little bit to the north. Russians want to gain their lost territories over here, and for our forces, well, it's not good, because we concentrate lots of our forces on the south, because we are preparing for the massive counterattack that could happen in August, and Russia now prepares prepares for attack this time. They increased the number of soldiers from 12,000 up until 25,000. Some of them on their way, but still they increase their group more than 2 times. It is bad sign for us. In this kind of proportion, we cannot perform the successful counterattack, and probably that is why we concentrate our forces more on Izum direction. For now, I may state that we already lost the time for successful counterattack, my friends. Not because we didn't want to perform it, but because we still don't have enough weapons to perform it successfully with less losses as possible. However, today it is confirmed that we have destroyed this railroad bridge across the Dnieper River, very near to Antonovsky Bridge. It was devastated and no train can cross this river any longer. And for Russia, it is crucial because mostly they use the railroads to send their army somewhere. The road supplies are secondary, my friends, and less effective. Obviously, Russia now uses this dam over here near to Novakhovka to send the forces on this part of the front line. So for me, it's the mystery, the big mystery, what to expect in August. I think on 5th of August, they gonna try to start this attack on our forces on the north, and we're gonna see the outcome of the situation. The outcome of this battle is very important and could be a game changer for this war, because Russia wants to negotiate right now. They eagerly want to talk, they want to control this territory because they plan to have some kind of referendum to join those territories to the Russian Federation in September, and with a war ongoing they cannot just do it legally. And for Ukraine it is crucial to get back this part of the land together with Kherson till the autumn time. Then we'll have a wet season, then we'll have cold temperature, and we cannot perform massive counterattacks getting back lots of our land. So I think it will be the long pause for the autumn time and for the winter time, and I think this war will prolong until 2023 for sure. Also, there could be the situation that Russia sends lots of their reinforcements to this area, and we cut completely those bridges and this dam. Obviously, we may damage it or the roads nearby, so we're gonna cut the supplies, totally cut supplies for this huge part of the land, and Russia may lose 25,000 of their soldiers, basically cut from the main supplies. However, now in Kherson they created some sort of pontoon bridge. They use boats to control the pontoon bridge because otherwise it may just break apart because of the strong current in the region, and also they use some of the ferries. The ferries are okay for the soldiers and small kind of equipment, but not okay for the heavy armors, as well as the pontoon bridge, I guess. And also they built one more pontoon bridge in Davydov that is capable to carry heavy loads as tanks, and their main supply line goes across the dam and over here to Kherson, my friends. So the situation here is, I would say, unpredicted, and I still expect Ukrainian counterattack on that area, but not as big as before, and this could be the major battle for this time during this war. And let's go to Alenivka, not far away from Donetsk, where Russia holds our prisoners, war prisoners, in this kind of big prison, and yesterday it was attacked by Russians. Our experts now say that it was internal explosion because all the furniture and everything is intact. If it was some kind of Grad attack or any kind of rocket artillery systems, there will be just devastated place. And what they say it was the small kind of explosion on the place causing the huge fire, and all of the building just was devastated. And from the information of that we have, the security guard that used to secure the place from the Russian side, they were just intact. There were no casualties, no injuries, nothing to them. Only prisoners of war lost their lives and were injured. And it just shows that Russia is a barbarian state, especially today. Then their embassy in the UK tweeted that our soldiers should be hanged. It's it's just impossible, my friends. I thought in 21st century, but Russia really on that level, they say that they should kill our soldiers. Well, how could we and normal society accept that? There is no way that we need normally treat Russian state. And you know, lots of people die, and we still have minor reaction from the Western countries and from United Nations. I don't know why do we need United Nations any longer. I think we should put reforms on that stuff, and we should renew United Nations. Otherwise, their destiny will be the same as League of Nations after the Second World War. They just stop their existence. We have now crazy world. All of those autocratic regimes now rise their heads, like Russia, China, Iran, North Korea. Do you want this world to go into chaos? We need leader countries as United States, United Kingdom, European Union. It's not a country, obviously, it's the group of countries. I know about that. And we need those democratic countries to lead and protect other countries. Without it, everything will just go into the big war. And for this Olenivka prison, Russia claims that we fired to our own war prisoners using HIMARS. Well, it's crazy because every launch is programmed on HIMARS, and you have coordinates, the geographic coordinates are stored in computer. So it's very easy to prove where the rockets were fired to, and we can easily do it. Also, Russia used the same debris of the rocket to show that HIMARS was used there, HIMARS was used there. They just carried them across the front lines, showing the same debris, the same actually photos. Good news coming from Germany. They will give us some of the engineering tanks that can build the bridges very easily, and those bridges can withstand very heavy loads. So thank you, Germany, for supporting Ukraine. However, now we have some of the problems with Panzer AB 2000. It's very sophisticated, very modern self-propelled artillery system, and we'll have hundreds of those that will be produced and delivered to Ukraine along the year. So the problem that we have with them, that there are lots of electronics, and sometimes we got some of the failures, like you may have on your car, check engine. And it is the same as we have on airplanes. Sometimes you have something wrong with electronics and you need just to reset the system and it starts to work again. And if it wouldn't help, you need to cancel your flight or postpone it to solve the problem. Here, the same situation. Sometimes we have the failures with those electronic systems of the Panzer AB 2000, and it cannot longer run, shoot, or whatever. That is why Germany opens the maintenance service here in Poland near to Ukrainian border. So we're gonna supply those Panzer Haubitzes there, and they're gonna fix them and bring back to Ukraine. Obviously, it's logistic problems for Ukraine once again, but you know, only real war conditions may show advantages or disadvantages of some of the systems that are used for particular weaponry. I still think that Panzer Haubitze 2000 is the best artillery system out there and the best possible that we can have. And I think with some kind of modernizations and working on those failures, we will use this weaponry very effectively on the front lines. My friends, there are lots of events happening around Taiwan recently, so stand by for my second video today. I'm gonna talk about those, and I'm gonna keep you updated about the situation here in Ukraine. Now, if you like what I do, press the like button, please. And if you want, if you're willing to support my channel, there are some links just in the bottom of this video where you can support this channel on Patreon, PayPal, or Donatello, whichever you like. For those of you who support me, my friends, I love you so much. Many thanks for your kind support. I wish you all the peaceful sky wherever you are. Have a great time.